Hi, thanks for joining me for this edition of the Church Security Answer Man. What would you do if someone pulled out a gun in the middle of your church, or pulled out a gun and went up on the platform and tried to take control of the church? What would you do? What would your team do? And I want to be looking at this. We've got a great example here that occurred recently. And I just want to take, and we've got video. So I want to take a look at this video with you, and I want to walk through with you. I want you thinking, this man, by the way, in all reports, he's going to come up, pull out a gun, come up on the stage and begin waving that gun around. The reports that I have seen say that this man has been a bit of a problem for this church in the past. In fact, for a while he was asked to leave. So, and then they've recently let him return. He was disruptive, apparently has had some mental health issues, and disruptive to the service at times. So they asked him to leave, and now they've let him come back and be part of the service. So as we check in here and we look, we see him come up on the stage, pull out his gun, start waving it around. You see the pastor over on the right. He's going to work his way around and appears to maybe move towards checking out a back door to see if that's open, and I don't know if it was or wasn't open. And then he's going to come around, and not real quietly, but he ends up making some noise apparently and catching some attention of the gunman as he decides to tackle him. So, you know, and notice the people here, just as a side note, notice the folks here, how they move. You know, not everybody flees. We have some people that flee, some people that appear to maybe be hiding a little bit, some people that are just staying in position. They're kind of in that limbic shock, if you will. So, but as we look at that, I mean, what would you do? Would you be willing to try to sneak a plan? I mean, hopefully somebody at your church is armed. But if you have a program that doesn't allow armed security, then what would you do? Would you do this? Hopefully you'll look at the possibility. Could I sneak up and tackle this guy and cause some sort of diversion, whatever? What's going through your mind, and what would you do in this circumstance? So it's not necessarily a safe situation, but how are we going to end this without it escalating? And don't forget, you know, the option I always talk about is getting people out, you know, starting to tell everybody to get out. And we see that. It looks like it's occurring. A couple of the ushers or someone is telling people to get out, kind of thing, at towards the end of this process. So, but what would you do? Those are the options. You know, we've got the tackle him. If we're not armed, we can tackle him. We can get people out. We can try to communicate with him. Hopefully somebody's calling police right away, calling 911 and letting them know so that they're beginning to respond. And then maybe we can talk with this guy as we get the people out of the building. You know, hopefully we can talk with this guy and keep him calm until the police arrive, or then we have those options of tackling, or what else could we do to interfere with this process. So I want you thinking about it. I hope you'll talk about it. Play the video for your team, or else if it's just you, if you're a one-person team, then what would you do in this circumstance? Great material for our brains. We need that exercise because it's rare that this is going to happen. Remember, there's 350,000 registered churches in the United States. So we're not even talking about Canadian or other countries, but just for the United States, there's a lot of churches. So statistically, it's not likely to happen to you. But if it was to happen, what is your plan? Thanks for joining me as always. Don't forget, our hub of information is at churchsecurityanswerman.com. So come over there and check things out for free stuff, forms to help your team. There's formal training over there as well. Lots of stuff, and that's where we keep it. So also like and subscribe. If you like our information, connect with us and stay in tune with when we release information. So thanks again for joining us. I hope you have a safe and secure week.